So make a motion to accept the agenda for the meeting of the Scituate Board of Health, Monday, February 22nd, 2021 at 6 p.m.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So first item, discuss vote septic system design hearing, 83 Glades Road, Morse Engineering representing the homeowner, request for installation of septic system regarding local upgrades and variances.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, everyone. For the record, Greg Morse, registered engineer, Morse Engineering. I'm representing the property owner, Oak Development. This property is located at 83 Glades Road. There's an existing home on it. It's a 2-bedroom cottage-style house. Has a failed septic system. The lot itself is rather small. It's 32 feet wide by approximately 50 feet deep. Our proposal here is to actually do a raise and rebuild of the house. The house sits on the ground right now, so this will be a new house. It will be elevated up on pilings. Underneath that new house, we would be constructing a new Title V compliant septic system. However, that system does need several local upgrade approvals. This lot, again, it is rather small in size. It's in a constrained area. We are replacing the house with a 2-bedroom house. It would require a deed restriction, but there are 5 separate local upgrade approvals. The first one would be a reduction between the septic system and the property line from 10 feet that's required to 5.3 feet, which is proposed. I would add that the existing system is about 3 feet from the lot line where it sits today. Secondly,
It's a real tight spot there.
that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one is to allow a reduction from 10 feet to 7.9 feet between a water service in the septic system. The water service would be sleeved. Thirdly, would be allow a reduction from 5 feet to 4 feet of separation between the seasonal high groundwater and the bottom of the soil absorption system. The soil at this site was relatively sandy, so it does require the 5 feet of groundwater separation. The system that's on site today actually has 0. Our proposal is to provide 4 feet of separation. The last 2 are use of a sieve analysis instead of a perk test. The soil was too saturated when we went down to do the perk test, so we took a sieve sample. It came back as sand. And then lastly, to allow only 1 test pit in the septic system area. The test pit that we excavated was done in the only place on the site where you could dig a test pit. And until the house comes down, there's no other feasible location to dig a second test pit. So the new septic system, we've tried to design it in maximum feasible compliance. It's a new 1,500-gallon septic tank. It would have bolt-down covers to it, a distribution box, and then 2 leaching trenches with the ADS ARC 36 chambers. The existing ground surface at the site is approximately elevation 9. Over the septic system, we would be raising it up slightly to elevation 10. But other than that, this is a septic repair. We're replacing a failed system of equal capacity on the property. Turn it over to you.
I think, didn't we talk about this one before, right? There's the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Okay. I looked at the plans also, and I didn't see anything. Drew, Joan, anyone else have any questions?
So I just had a question about, so is this the existing building layout as is, like the or is this the proposed? So what we're seeing on here, is this the size the house is going to be, or is this the existing?
You actually see both. They're essentially in the same location, and they're of the same size, except the proposed house is slightly smaller. you'll see a very light gray outline, Joan. That's
Yeah.
the existing dwelling. And then you'll see a dark black line. The dark black line represents the footprint of the new building, elevated up on pilings. And so you'll see that at the back of the house, we're side to side, we're over the same footprint. In the back of the house, we're pulling back the new house by approximately 6 feet.
Okay. And this is the one in the 83, the one in the front we're talking about.
The one in front, correct.
Right. Okay. And so it currently is a 2-bedroom. So you're keeping it a 2-bedroom. I noticed that the plan has an office. So the office cannot meet the definition of a bedroom.
Understood.
Okay. So we'll probably put a deed restriction for 2-bedroom on there because it's currently only a 2-bedroom.
Yep.
And then I just had a question about that. I guess we don't know where the current septic systems are located.
We
I don't
found a piece of the septic system on this property. There was a cesspool in the backyard close to where the septic tank is. I don't denote it on the plan here, but I do call out that the existing system would be pumped out and abandoned.
Okay, just if you can make a note on the plan about that, make sure, I don't know if I saw that on there, that you were going to abandon the current system.
Okay, so it's on the right-hand side under construction notes. It's note number 11 stating
Okay.
the contractor shall abandon existing
Okay.
septic components. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then I think that was it. Just the retain, so I just got the new plan today. So is the retaining wall changing, or is that what you made the difference in?
Yeah, so this plan went to the Conservation Commission for their first look at it, and it was well received on their behalf. They are waiting for, we asked them to continue it essentially for Board of Health approval first. But secondly, there was some concern with the neighbor, Putnam, which is the neighbor to the left or to the south of the site. To make up that grade difference along the lot line, we had proposed a retaining wall there. And we tried to scale back the size of that wall as much as we could, both lengthwise as well as vertically. We reduced it on the revised plan. That's essentially what the revision was. At the street end of the site, the retaining wall where it starts is essentially flush with grade. The existing ground surface there is at 9.5 and the top of the wall is at 9.5. But by the time you get to the back left corner of this site, the grade back there on the Putnam side of the lot line is elevation 8. In the top of this wall is going to be at 9.5. So it's about a 1.5 foot high wall. I envision at some point Putnam will be doing a septic in their backyard, and that might negate the need for a wall altogether. But until that time, when their grade matches ours, a wall is necessary.
Okay, that was the only questions I had about that. So is that the only other change that you made to the plan, or?
We made a revision to the erosion control barrier on the rear lot.
Okay.
But yes, that's the only other change.
The liner, yeah, I saw that. Okay, and that's it, right?
Correct.
Okay. No,
So-
I don't have a problem with the septic. They need to upgrade it anyway, so it's
Right. Wendy, did you have anything?
Nope, I live right near it, so I'm very aware of it.
Okay. Did you want to make a motion? Or Karen?
Does anybody have the piece of paper in their hands to make the motion?
I do, yep.
Okay.
All right, so, all right. Make sure this is 83. Okay, I move to approve the septic repair plan with the following upgrades variance requested for 83 Glades Road. One, request reduction from the required 10 feet to the proposed 5.3 feet between the septic soil absorption system and the property line. 2, request reduction from the required 10 feet to the proposed 7.9 feet between the water service and the septic system components. 3, request for the reduction from the required 5 feet to the proposed 4 feet between the estimated seasonal groundwater and the bottom of the soil absorption system. 4, request for a sieve analysis to be done instead of a percolation test. 5, request for only one test pit located in the proposed soil absorption area.
Doug, when you ask for the second and you call it has to be a roll call vote, I was told at a meeting. So all our votes are supposed to be roll call votes, okay? So individual, Karen, how do you vote? Wendy, how do you vote? And
So ask for a second and then ask each of them?
yeah,
Okay,
I ask for a second and then do a roll call vote.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll second.
Second?
And then Karen,
Yay.
Wendy,
In favor.
okay, and Doug approve.
There you go, 3-0.
3 to
I did
nothing.
get the abutter cards, so.
We did,
go to that.
okay. Okay, number 2, discuss and vote design hearing for 83R Glades Road, Morse Engineering, representing homeowner requesting installation of septic required upgrades, local upgrades and variances. Say that in one sentence. All right.
Again, Gregory Morse, registered engineer, representing the property owner and the applicant, Oak Design and Development. This property is located at 83R Glades Road. Again, the property was recently acquired by the applicant. It failed a Title V review. The property right now has a 4-bedroom house on it. It has actually 4 buildings on the property, a 4-bedroom house, a garage, and 2 sheds. The proposal here is to take down all 4 of those structures and replace it with one new single-family home. It's largely located in the same place as where the old house and old garage were. It's actually a smaller footprint than what the structures at the site today are. The proposal here was to replace this failed 4-bedroom house with a new 4-bedroom house. We're proposing a septic tank, a distribution box, and again, 2 leaching trenches. How we've cited them, they are outside of the 50-foot buffer zone to conservation, which is really what forces a couple of the requests with respect to property line setbacks. We felt best to stay outside of the 50-foot buffer if at all possible. The local upgrade approvals here that we're requesting, there are 3 of them. The first one is a reduction from 10 feet to 3.4 feet between the property lines and the septic system. Secondly, to allow a reduction from 10 feet to 4.8 feet between the water service and the septic system, specifically the tank. And lastly, to allow a reduction again from 5 feet of groundwater separation to 4 feet of groundwater separation. 5 feet is required because of the sandy soils we encountered during the perk test. We had revised, again, this plan, we had revised the retaining wall with respect to the abutters property. Other than that, it's a traditional gravity-fed septic system. I expect a deed restriction would be placed on this as well.
Okay. Wendy, did you have anything? I mean, Joan?
Joan, you're muted.
Joan's left the building.
Right.
Yes.
There she is.
We just had some questions about the floor plan, and I think we got that straightened out. So I think you sent us that. So we have that. And then the driveway. So the house in the back doesn't have their own driveway, correct?
Correct. So the house in the back accesses over an easement or a right-of-way, if you will, between house number 87 and number 85. It's labeled on the plan 10-foot wide right-of-way. That's how they access.
Okay. So they're not going to be driving at all over the septic system in the back?
So there's possibility that they would be driving over the septic tank. which is why we've specified it as an H20, which is a heavy-duty vehicular load tank. There's also potential that they would drive over the distribution box or the leaching chambers, which we've spec'd H20 loading on both of those components as well.
Okay.
So that's to the right of it, right?
Yeah, so no heavy equipment like ambulances or whatever could drive that.
Realistically, just because of that 10-foot wide right-of-way back there, I would expect an ambulance probably to stop in the street on Glades Road and walk back. The house, where it sits back, it's approximately 80 feet off of the road.
The driveway before was to the left of that first house, right? Towards
yes,
the
it was.
Okay. Wendy, did you have anything?
Nope.
All right. Jones, that was it? What you've already gotten?
So how far away is the septic system, Greg, from the wetlands? Is that the 53 too that you have on there?
So it's 53 feet at its closest point to the septic tank, 53 feet to the leaching chambers. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I think this one is good. So you're not finished with conservation with this one in the back yet, have you?
No, both of these have to go back to conservation for their approval, which I'm expecting at their next meeting, which is March 8th, I believe.
Okay, because I just didn't know if we should continue it because there's going to be more changes. So do you think there's going to be more changes to the septic piece of it if they're going to ask for more changes, or?
I don't expect any changes to this plan at all. Okay. Conservation had requested changes to this, specifically with that wall and extending an erosion control barrier, which we did both of those changes that they requested. So okay. I don't expect that there's anything else.
Okay, then, yeah, then as long as, so it would be, ours would be pending conservation approval, so, as well.
Yeah, I'd like to report back to them on the 8th that you've approved the plan or that you are pending their approval. So that's what they wanted to hear when I went back.
Okay.
Okay, so Wendy, you want to make a motion?
Sure. Let me just get to the right one. So this, all right, I make a motion to approve, give me 1 second. For 83R Glades Road, to approve the septic repair plan with the following upgrades and variants requested. 1, request reduction from the required 10 feet to the proposed 3.4 feet between the septic components and the property line. 2, request reduction from the required 10 feet to the proposed 4.8 feet between the water service and the septic system components. 3, request for the reduction from the required 5 feet to the proposed 4 feet between the estimated seasonal groundwater and bottom of the soil absorption system, pending Conservation Commission approval and any Board of Health administrative review comments.
A second?
All in favor?
I'll second.
Karen?
Yep, second.
Okay. And,
yes, approved.
okay, and Wendy?
In favor.
Okay, and I approve. 3-zip.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Greg.
Bye, Greg.
All right. Number 3, discuss and vote septic betterment number 8, field septic system and owner requesting septic betterment.
So we have a number 8 on our septic betterment. As you are aware, the town approved additional funds at the November town meeting for the septic betterment program. And we have an application here for a property out in the west end of town that has a failed system. They've already submitted septic plans to us that we've approved. So they're ready to go. They have also given us their 3 quotes They want to use the middle quote, which is 32,000. It's going to be because it's going to be a pump chamber because of their location of where they are. So they're ready to actually go and replace this. So it's been, they need to get going on it. So they were just waiting for the betterment to come through so that through the town, because we had depleted most of the other funds from the last town meeting. So you just need to approve 32,000 for this number 8 property.
Okay. A second? Or just have
Second.
to ask each other? Joan, just ask for each other to get approval?
You just have to approve the septic betterment. You also have to approve the 32,000. So
Okay, so make a motion.
make a motion, yeah, for both,
Okay.
that you accept number 8, and then another one for the 32,000, because we usually bring these back at different meetings.
Okay,
Because usually we approve the application and then they come back with the quotes. But because we already have been waiting for, the septic betterment to come through with the town meeting, we had already this family had already gone through with getting all the plans approved, and so they're ready to go. So there has to be like 2 different
okay.
votes.
Wendy, do you want to do that, the 2 separate ones, just that septic betterment and then the approval of 32,000?
Okay, I don't have the
Yeah, you just have
document
to
right
say
in front of me.
for number 8. You just have to say
Septic
betterment number 8.
Approved.
Okay, move to approve for septic betterment number 8.
Yep. Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
So Wendy, you're for it?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And Karen, you're all for it?
Favor, yep.
And myself. So that's 3-0. And then we have to do the approval of the 32 in a motion.
Okay, move to approve 32. Am I the person making the motion?
Yep.
All right, move to approve 32,000
For the septic betterment.
for the septic betterment.
I'll second.
Okay. And Wendy, you approve it?
I approve.
And Karen?
approve. Yep.
And I approve. So that's 3. All right. So,
Thank you.
all right. Karen, sometime we can kind of talk just about how the betterments work and stuff like that, on that part. Basically, everything's anonymous and that part, and then who's doing it. So that's how we're doing it, is by a number 8, 10.
Got
And
it. Got it.
Yeah, so we know on the Board of Health who it is. But you guys.
We don't need to know. Yep.
Yeah,
No.
it's just to keep everything fair.
Yeah.
And
that
then
makes
they're
sense.
supposed to come up with 3 quotes, and they decide which one's better and all that. So, all right. Drew, can you do something? Your director report?
Sure. So we have 14 new plans that are under review. We have 4 that are awaiting Concom review, 8 awaiting engineering revisions, and we are working on 21 as-built right now. Everything else that we do for the most part is all COVID right now. So we are going in the right direction as a state. The 7-day positivity rate for the state right now is 1.86. That was as of yesterday. Scituate, our 40, it's funny because when they do the daily dashboard, they give you a 7-day positivity. When they do the weekly dashboard, they give you a 14-day positivity. So the state's is a 7-day, all the towns are 14 days. So the state is at 1.86 right now. Scituate is at 2.98%. That's our positivity rate in the last 14 days. We had 32 cases reported last week. We are yellow still. That is the 3rd straight week that we are yellow. It is also the 4th straight week in a row that we have come down on our positivity rate. We've gone from 5.13 and now we're down to 2.98. So we are definitely heading in the right direction. The state has opened up the clinics to the 65 and older, or if you have 2 or more comorbidities, or if you are in a senior living home or an assisted living. Is it assisted? Yeah. Low income, senior housing and low income housing, those also have been opened up for vaccination currently. The state is really pushing out people to go to the mass vaccination sites. We're very lucky to have the Marshfield Fairgrounds so close to us. That is restricted only to Plymouth residents. So that is also a good thing. The other mass vaccination sites, which are open, and from everybody that I've talked to, they run really efficient. You get there 15 minutes before you're supposed to, and you're in and out within 45 minutes. So they know what they're doing. Gillette Stadium, Fenway Park, the Reggie Lewis Center, to name a few of the big sites. Again, if people want to go on these sites, you want to go to mass.gov, go under, vaccination sites. It's right at the top of the page, and you can follow right where you're supposed to go. We have vaccinated all of our first responders. We had about 80 doses left over from our first responders. So we actually did a clinic last week for people 75 and older, because that's what it was only open to. And we vaccinated about 80 Scituate residents. And again, you have to go online to register for these clinics. And the state is really, really pushing it. We are not going to be getting any more vaccine currently to do local clinics. If we wanted to do a local clinic, we'd have to do 750 shots a day, 5 days a week. And we'd have to have an 85%. We have to at least get 85% of the doses that we have on hand. And that's if we even got them. And I just don't see the state giving local towns 100 doses here, or even 500 or 600 doses, where if you go to one of the mass sites, you can get 750 people out in a single day, and they turn them over really quick. So that's basically where we are right now. I do see a light at the end of the tunnel. The Board of Health continues to meet with all of the other departments to go over COVID safety guidelines, updates that we get from the state on a daily basis. We've met with all of the other departments as we go through this. Trying to think what else. There's so much going on. We taught the customer, I call it customer relations. The phone calls that Joan and I return on a daily basis they're a lot. People call with a lot of different questions, concerns, and they're very grateful when they hear someone on the other end that understands where they're coming from. And as sad as it is sometimes when I have to say, geez, you're not going to like the news I have, but we're not going to have a clinic here. You're going to have to go down to Marshfield. At least they like the honesty, but I wish we could do more here. So, but that's where we are right now. I definitely see us, as the summer comes, opening up. I did meet with some of the business owners on a Zoom call this morning to discuss different things that they can, maybe plan for. I'm not sure what's going to happen if the state's going to allow parades. I highly, highly doubt that the state's going to allow the St. Patrick's Day parades to go on. Christmas parades might be different. Who knows? But I would say St. Patrick's Day parades, the state's not going to allow those types of events.
Yeah, I think you're right there. You know, I've had a lot of feedback from people that have gone to Marshfield and to the fairgrounds, and it's been seamless, is the reports I'm getting, not even getting out of your car, you know, hopefully, so it's convenient enough for our residents too.
And it's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not going to give local communities vaccine, thank God Marshfield's right next door to us. So
Agreed.
we're very lucky in that respect. Does anybody have any questions or anything?
No, I think they already canceled the parade, did they?
The parade, they might have.
Yeah, I think it was canceled too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've already canceled the St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day.
I mean, I know that I've talked with people on Ship Shape Day, and Ship Shape Day should not be a problem. It's outdoors. People can socially distance. It's not like you have 100 people crammed in one area. You have a couple of people spread out in different areas around the town, and as long as they're masked, that should not be a problem at all.
Right.
A full-blown Heritage Day, I'm not really sure where we'll be as a state yet. I will say Massachusetts is in a lot better shape than a lot of the other states.
Right. All right. Anyone else have any questions, or we can move to old business or other business with administrative invoice approval?
I do have 6 invoices. 3 of them are related to the clinic that we held, as far as we had to buy some needles and some personal protective equipment. And then I have 3 perk tests that have to be approved. So with your blessing, I'll sign those.
Yep, I approve. Anyone else have any other questions?
I don't know.
All right. So make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the Scituate Board of Health, Monday, February 22nd, 2021.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
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 Aye. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone be safe.
Thank you, Brianna.
Okay, bye, guys.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Brianna.